What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TD PHINS TALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Punch that like button on your way in the building. If you are new to the channel, subscribe right now. Breaking news, Miami Dolphins making huge moves, man. They woke up this morning about business, and they already starting the process, making moves right now, man. Y'all get in the building so we can talk about it. Listen, I actually love what the Dolphins are already doing. We're going to get into it in their general manager search. They're not playing games, and whatever Troy Aikman coming in the building doing, it's already looking good to me, and I'm going to explain why in just a moment. But yes, man, we are here in the off season now, so make sure that you subscribe and you're ready for all the latest dealing with the Miami Dolphins. Shout out to the Mod Squad and shout out to all the members of the channel. Hit it right now, all right? Somebody already in the chat saying clickbait nonsense. He knows nothing and never will. Well, guess what, man? What I do know is that the Miami Dolphins have already sent out today 4 invitations for interviews for general managers to come into the building. And I'm going to tell you what I love about all 4 of the options. And let me tell y'all now, all 4 of these options have something in common that's phenomenal for the Dolphins, and that's what matters most, all right? And that's why it is a huge move what the Miami Dolphins are already doing. First of all, we need a general manager just like the Atlanta Falcons do right now, but we are already ahead of the 8 ball. We should have the opportunity to get the best general manager available. Why? Because we're already shopping before everybody else. People out here firing their coaches and GMs. We've been fired our GM, so we already shopping for our new general manager. All right, so this is the news that just broke, all right, on multiple fronts, all right? Green Bay Packers Vice President of Player Personnel, John Eric Sullivan, has been requested to be interviewed by the Dolphins. Eagles Assistant General Manager Alec Halaby has been requested to be interviewed by the Miami Dolphins. Rams Assistant GM John McKay has been requested to be interviewed for GM job by the Miami Dolphins. And last but not least, the 49ers Josh Williams, who was a finalist last year for the Jags GM job, was interviewed. You want to know what I love about all 4 of these? Can anybody put something together? Can anybody put a correlation between all 4 of those together? Y'all let me know in the chat as I read our first super chat that we're grateful for with Zaza XRP. Said, let's go, man. The GM candidates look real good. Just hope we don't push them away, making them keep McDaniel. We're so closest to building the foundation we need. Let's go. I agree. And we're going to get into that too. And you know what? I'm proud of y'all in the chat. I'm proud of y'all in the chat. Y'all already understand where I'm about to go with this. All 4 of these candidates are coming from a winning organization. A winning organization. You're bringing somebody in from the front offices of winning organizations that have been winning for a while, who can basically model exactly what these other teams are doing. The Green Bay Packers have consistently been a winning organization and building, and they are experts in finding quarterbacks. So bringing somebody in from the Green Bay Packers organization, VP of player personnel, the vice president of picking players, that's huge. Eagles assistant GM, I ain't even got to sell y'all on the Eagles. Winning organization, Rams assistant GM, Super Bowl winning Rams continuously, and they know how to trade for the right quarterback. And last but not least, 49ers Josh Williams, who was a finalist for the Jags job last year, didn't get it. By the way, he's my weakest candidate because I ain't happy with McDaniel. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I ain't happy with Mike McDaniel. So bringing in the 49ers GM, now watch, that's going to be the guy we end up hiring. Watch. Bringing in the 49ers general manager, be like, yeah, man, me and Mike already got a good relationship, man. Get out of here, man. But he is from a winning organization, though. He is from a winning organization. So to the person saying it's clickbait and he don't know. I don't gotta know nothing. Some things on this channel are just common sense. I don't have to have an inside scoop on this. This is the news. We talk about it over here. Just common sense. And you know what? It's 2026. I got a message for my haters. Get out of here. Get out of here. It's 2026, man. You ain't, man, it's 2026. Haters, man, don't go where. Why are you even clicking on the video if you don't like my channel? It's 2026, bro. This is for the TD PHINS Talk family, man. For us to chop up the moves of the team. Man, you know what? I gotta, that's on me. That's my fault. I have to grow from this. I have to grow from this, and it's time for me to be more responsible. Okay, it's time for me to start blocking these guys. I just don't block people. I don't block people. But you know what? Y'all toxic got people. I just block y'all. Wait, where you at? He knows nothing and never will. Yep, and you won't either now. Oh crap! I deleted the comment and didn't block him, and now he's deleted, so I can't block him. Man, come back and talk some trash so I can get you out of here, man. Come back, talk some trash so I can get you out of here, man. I ain't playing these games in 2026. This is for the adults and the kids who are mature, okay? That's what this channel gonna be for moving forward. We ain't playing these games, all right? Shout out to Smarty Jam, said the NFL is a culture. Troy Friendly self knows some guys around the league, but hey, here's what I'll say. No matter who he knows, he headed in the right direction. I told y'all months ago in a stream, we should be looking for a general manager from a winning organization who has the blueprint. Now, you tell me what organizations are bigger winners than some of these. The Eagles, they've been doing a phenomenal job in the last decade. The Rams, the Green Bay Packers, the 49ers. I mean, it ain't many others. Maybe you can say the Patriots, but that's about it. Like, we're literally plugging already from the top organizations in the league. Period. We already plugging from the top organizations in the league. That's what you should be doing. So Troy Aikman, if this is you, good stuff. Let's keep it going. Let's go. Now interview him. Don't run him off like our guy just said. Don't run him off. Don't run him off with that craziness. Oh, you got to keep Mike McDaniel and all that. Listen, you tell them first and foremost, whatever happens in this roster and this staff, it's going to be your decision. 100%. Don't run off good candidates that have sat and learned behind an organization that knows what it takes. Don't run them off. And if that person wants to keep Mike, we got to trust it for now. I'm skeptical of it if they do, but we got to trust it for now. Because I'm telling y'all now, even if we keep Mike, I think he might just be a one more year coach. Because it's also appealing. People don't talk about this. It's also appealing for a general manager to come in and have to inherit a coach, because if you do some foolery next year and it's just trash, the GM can just say, yeah, man, I'm firing the coach. And nobody thinks about the GM. I'm firing the coach. It kind of gives them a year to build in, and if things go wrong, ain't nobody looking at me. Hey, bye, coach. Now let me go get me a coach. So even though it can be a bad look for some GMs, it can also be a positive. But when they're coming in, they're going to weigh their options. Listen, this is the general manager position. When you ask to interview someone, it's not often they say, oh, no, I'm okay. Because now, I don't know, man. If any of them turn this down, that is a bad look for the Dolphins. If anybody turns this down, it is a massively bad look for the Miami Dolphins, y'all. But I'm going to tell you now, I love all four candidates. Now, I will say the 49ers candidate is probably my least favorable, only because of relationships, and it's hard to trust. And I don't want to judge the man off of a relationship. He could be the best one on here. It's just hard for me because Mike McDaniel, I mean, we've been so struck with relationships that keep people in positions or hire people. I don't want any of that because you like them. I don't want any of that. I just don't. And yeah, I don't know. But I can tell you now, man, you want to know who just off of reputation I like the most already on this? Eagles assistant general manager, Alec Hallaby. I mean, they have the blueprint with the quarterback who many don't even think is elite. They have the blueprint. But Rams assistant GM John McKay too. He's I know of him, so I think that would be a really good option as well. Green Bay Packers VP of player personnel. I don't know much about John Eric Sullivan, and obviously he's done a good job or been a part of a great job because look at what Green Bay continues to do. Like my thing with Green Bay is they always get the quarterback right, and not only do they get it right, they always have the replacement right behind the starter, like ready to go when the time comes. Ready to go when the time comes, man. So, yeah, man. But my top priority right now, I think, is Eagles assistant general manager. Hallaby is that dude, in my opinion. But again, we're not in the building every day. I just know from a reputation standpoint, I've heard his name a lot. And look at what they've been able to do over in Philly. Like they make all the right moves, they make all the right contracts, they make the right picks. They do like that's what you need. But all of these guys are good candidates. And unfortunately, Josh Williams, I'm a little personally negative on, and it's unfair. At least I'm telling y'all that it's unfair. And that's only because he probably already got a relationship with Mike McDaniel. And I don't want anything to skew decisions for this next rebuild. So good start for the Dolphins. Give me a second. Okay, good. All right, I'm making sure. I thought we had some more breaking news. Just making sure. I got to be on top of it. Got to be all on top of it. But yeah, man, the general manager search. I'm happy with what's happening right now. This is a good look. Let's see. All right. Yeah. So, hey, Dolphins, keep it up. Let's go. All right. Well, so was Mike from a winning organization. See, that's the head coaching job. That's different. We're talking about the general manager position. So it's not the same, Flicks. It's not the same. But the general manager position, it's about getting somebody in that office. All right. Zaza XRP dropping another piece of love on the channel. Salute to you, man. We thank you for the love and support, especially in the off season. Super chats don't come that often in the off season, but all love, man. You helping us do what we do and keep the lights on. Time to separate ball knowers and player lovers. I got to sip on that, and everybody need to read that first sentence because message. Time to separate ball knowers and player lovers. Listen, I respect player lovers, but I can't listen to your opinions. I mean, I can listen to your opinions, but they're not gonna hold much weight when you just love a player and everything you say about him is because you love him. Unless you say, "Oh, well, I'm saying that because I love him," but honestly, this is the case. But I want to. That's different. But yeah, man, that's the problem in this community now. There's too many player lovers and not enough ball knowers. We as a fan base need to demand success, need full reset, new GM, head coach, quarterback. Hoping this silence with McDaniel means Ross will leave decision to new GM. We can be back up 2027. Yeah. That's what this is. The silence is leaving it up to the new GM. Well, we're going to find out today also because Mike is scheduling his weekly press conference, postseason press conference today. When you do a postseason press conference, you feel solid about being the coach next year as well, because usually you get fired. They don't let you do that press conference. But given our rare circumstance where we fired our GM early, We fired the person who's supposed to fire the coach. Please understand that, people. We fire the person who's supposed to fire the coach unless they both get fired at the same time by the owner. But that's not our circumstance. We already fired the general manager. Okay? So being that we already fired the general manager, the owner could fire the coach, or they can let the new GM decide. So we don't know. But they will. Here's the deal. Say they do want to keep McDaniel. They're going to find out in the interviews if that's feasible. Because if you want to keep McDaniel, that means you're going into these interviews saying, do you have an issue with Mike McDaniel being the coach next season? And that general manager is either going to say, I don't have a problem with that, but I'd have to evaluate that season and make a determination if he's the right coach for me as the general manager. And if you're good with that, I'm good with that. If you're not good with that, then yes, I would have a problem. That's the politically correct answer for any GM. So the Dolphins will get their way anyway if they want to keep McDaniel. Because any GM that says, oh, no, I have a head coach that I probably would want to bring in that can operate how I want to build his team and everything. I love that, but they're not going to go for that, which is sad. Both of those options should be available. But I don't think the Dolphins are going to make that their top priority. They like McDaniel, and this is a relationship thing. They like his story. They like him as a person. They like him being able to – they like that players love him. And this is the thing with the Dolphins. McDaniel's superpower is the fact that players like him. But I am here to tell y'all, I'm not buying the players love him thing. I think players that he got paid love him. Everybody else, oh yeah, Mike's cool because he's a friendly guy. And now he wanted to turn the heat up at the end of the season and be more of a guy who holds people accountable and stuff. I'm sorry, it's already tainted water. Real leaders in the building, real players, real dogs in the building, they already know who you are. They already know who you are. Don't try to switch up now. And that's why they were getting rid of all the people who already know who he was, and he's trying to switch up now. The whole Ramsey thing, reading between the lines, this was all about you can't treat one player one way and then another player the other. And I'm a dog. I'm a top player. But you can't treat that one better than you treat me. I know who you are. You're a guy that I support because you got me paid. And I love you for that, and I'll go out in the media and speak your praises. But now all that's coming to an end. Yeah, it's time for me to get out of here. I need a coach a real coach. Like, man, read between the lines, ladies and gentlemen. That's the problem with Mike. That's why they were getting rid of all the guys who could be an issue in the locker room. They weren't an issue. They just didn't respect you. They didn't respect you. They knew you either bought your respect or were extra friendly with people to get the respect. But what real leaders and real dogs know, that's fake respect. Yeah, I like him because he cool and we get along with him. Man, I don't need a coach my players get along with. I need a coach my players respect. I ain't happy about what coach just said to me, but he right, and I respect it. Hey, man. That's what I want. And that's what Miami looks at like, well, look at all the players. Look at our surveys. Our surveys are so good. They rated the coach so high. They rated. See, that's the business part of Ross. He gonna look at surveys and all of that stuff. That ain't what it's gonna take to win. See, what y'all gotta understand is every NFL owner wins because they share revenue and they all make a profit. Show me the NFL team losing money. Show me the NFL. So that technically they all win, but they want to win. And the problem is, do you really want to win? Or do you want to just have this great world-class organization that has the highest rating of all organizations? We feed you good food. The coaches are nice to you. Everything is see, we're more proud of being the highest rated organization from a survey from players than the result. And I'm going to tell you now, the reason why Miami has been a free agent destination for the last several years is because free agents know they're going to overpay for me and I ain't going to get no hassle there. Like it's vacation, man. Miami is vacation. The organization's amazing. You know, ain't no real accountability and we getting paid. We getting paid, and as soon as they stop paying, every single one of them like, all right, it's time to go. We got to learn, man. We got to learn. I shouldn't know what my coach ankles look like. No comment. No comment. But that's the breaking news. The Miami Dolphins making huge moves right now, and I'm loving them already, okay? All right. On to other news, ladies and gentlemen. Right. There are 7 head coach vacancies right now. The league is not playing. You know what's crazy? There are so many vacancies right now in the NFL for head coaching positions, and I kind of feel a little type of way about it because since there's so many firings, it makes me feel like Stephen Ross, this is more reason to keep Mike McDaniel for continuity, because here's something you have to consider as well. If there are 5, 6, 7 opportunities for head coaches out there right now, that means the candidates have more options. And the Miami Dolphins entering into a head coach search is the Miami job more appealing than any of the others? That's the issue the Dolphins would run into looking for a new head coach. Raiders decided to part ways with Pete Carroll. The Raiders will have the top pick in the draft with a quarterback. You think a new head coach is going to prefer Tua Tagovailoa, which we're probably going to get rid of, and Ewers and all of this drama over here, or a fresh, real start with a stud overall top quarterback? The Browns just fired Kevin Stefanski, one of the best defenses in the league and one of the best players in the league. Up and coming Shedeur Sanders, and if he doesn't work out, he gets a pass. You think they're going to take the Dolphins over that? Falcons, Raheem Morris, and the general manager. Somebody would take the Falcons fast. Why? Because they yet again get to go pick another quarterback because Penix may not even be the guy. Building time. And they're not stuck with anybody's contract. Kirk Cousins now has no more guarantees. Giants, Brian Dable. Young quarterback in Jackson Dart. You get to come in and say, is he the guy? And if he is, you play a year. And if he's not after that, you get to move on. They're not going to be saying it's you. Dable, the QB guy, couldn't even get him to look amazing. Cardinals, Jonathan Gannon, similar situation to the Dolphins. If they want to come to Miami, they might want to go there. I don't know. But it's less guarantees on Kyler's contract. Titans, Brian Callahan, they let him go earlier in the season. You got Cam Ward. who there was good news on his MRI, if I'm not mistaken, today. That or the Dolphins. So, and excuse me, I said 7 earlier. That's 6 right there. 6 head coaching vacancies. I mean, which one of those would you pick? Would you pick the Dolphins over? Which one of those would you pick the Dolphins over as a head coach? So every candidate you interview is probably going to interview with at least 3 of these other teams. And if you offer him, one of those others might offer. Then this is where Omar Kelly keeps talking about why Stephen Ross is terrified for GMs and coaches, because we set ourselves up to go look for a guy, offer him the job, but he got 3 more offers, and to get turned down, just like Daboll turned us down, if I'm not mistaken, to be turned down over and over and over again. It's embarrassing. It's one thing, one of the top 32 positions in the NFL, when good candidates are like, nah, I'm straight. It's embarrassing. This is more reason why they may keep Mike McDaniel. Even more reason. But it's crazy when you look at these teams out here with these firings. It's not crazy, but you got 6 head coaching firings. And who knows, maybe 1 or 2 more might come. We'll see. We shall see. Yeah, man. Everybody's looking for a coach now. Raiders, Browns, Falcons, Giants, Cardinals, Titans. So when we say the Dolphins need to let go of Mike McDaniel, you ain't got to sell me on it. I agree. But the problem is, now who? Every name you name, there's about 3 other teams on this list that also are going to interview them and might offer them the job too. Y'all ain't noticing we keep on getting the worst available? Are we going to sit here and act like Mike McDaniel was the first option? Y'all forgot? Like we had interviewed a lot of people. And then all of a sudden we hired somebody that nobody even talked about in the interviews. Like, we interviewed this, we interviewed that, we interviewed that. The Dolphins are hiring. Oh, he wasn't even one of the candidates that we were talking about. Y'all forgot about that. Y'all forgot about that. We forgot about that. That's where we are with it. Take a quick intermission real quick because we got 619 people in here right now. See, and this is why you can't tell me Dolphins football still ain't exciting. That even though we're down right now, that people are still a little bit energized about the future. Because here we are, season over. This team of ours that slap us in the face every year, but we got 620 people in here midday on a Monday. Midday on a Monday. Salute to the real Dolphin fans. Fans up the chat, man. If you're a real Dolphin fan up the chat. If you're just a fan of football, salute the chat, man. Please show some love for our team real quick in the chat. Fans up for me, man. And yeah, somebody made a point, man. 620 people. Where the likes? We only got 229 likes. And again, thank y'all for the love and support, because this is what gets us through the summer, man. People being engaged. I appreciate it. I see the fins up. I see it. TD gets me excited for Dolphins football. Listen, this is a good day for the Dolphins. Like, don't let nobody take that away from us. This is a good day. We get news that They're interviewing. They've already requested to interview four guys, and all four of these guys are from winning organizations already in positions, already in top positions, second to the top guy. I love it. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. Yeah, I just got that notification, even though it's too early. Based off of this season, the Dolphins have the second hardest schedule in the NFL next year. And I know that don't usually mean much, but there's still a correlation to it. That means it ain't going to be easy next year. This is why you got to ask yourself, are we really competing next year, or are we buckling our seatbelt for one more? Oh, are we getting the number one pick? Man, hey, the new GM might come in and be like, I'm trying to get this number one pick. I don't know what y'all talking about. Bye to Quinn, you up? Hey, Waddle, I'll see you later. Chubb, bye. Tyree, like everybody out the door. All right, here come my roster. And Mike, he gonna retain Mike and be like, and Mike gonna be like, but I don't have that. Hey, I don't want to hear that. You want to be my coach? Get me 10 wins. With this, hey, you want to be my coach? Give me 10 wins. Get me 10 wins. But no Tyreek. Hey, what did I say? You can quit now. Get me 10 wins. GM know good and well we ain't get more than 4 or 5. And I ain't gonna say I want that to happen, but listen, I've been very clear for a long time. You got to find your franchise quarterback. Because if you get 10 wins with Mike McDaniel, that means Quinn Ewers balled out. But you got to find your franchise quarterback. You got to. And I think the Dolphins need to. We're going to talk about Quinn Ewers later and Mike McDaniel later. But yeah. That's where we at, man. I see some more people showing love with super chats. Let's get to it. These are real Dolphin fans dropping super chats, but they got something to say when they drop it. This ain't just about donating to the channel. When you donate, and some people donate without sending a message. Thank y'all. But when you donate, make sure you give me your thoughts on something. I want to hear what you're thinking as a Dolphin fan. All right. So we got DF said, here is some love, respect for you, channel and fam. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Zaza is going in this morning. Salute to you again. Says salute to you, man. You the only one from day one preaching the truth. This viewership midday on a Monday is because of you, bro. This is the most exciting I've been for the Dolphins. That's a loaded super chat right there, and here's why. Yeah, I'll say this. I do a lot outside of TD PHINS Talk for my family and business and different things like that, right? But when I saw that this platform could go to new heights and had bigger opportunities, I put a lot of my own personal ventures to the side to do this a little bit more heavy, like 5 years ago. This is, by the way, right? Because I saw, wow, this actually has a huge opportunity for me and my family. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna sit this to the side, even though I'm doing well with that, making some money with that, X, Y, and Z. But I love doing this, man. I want to put more attention into what I love. And I did that. And when you do that, you also start to think to yourself, okay, how can I provide content that people love? And you become conflicted because if I tell the truth, a lot of people ain't gonna love that. If I lie and sell a product, this could be crazy. And that does hit your mind because you want to do this. And I just couldn't sell myself out. It wasn't selling y'all out. I couldn't sell myself out because I remember what started this channel. What started this channel was, first of all, me looking for content and barely could find it at a level that, because I was such a diehard Dolphin fan, that I want to hear everybody's opinion. Like, I'm all on every platform trying to hear this, hear that, what they say about this, what they got to say about that. And it was skimp. It wasn't much. Like, I get through a whole day of hearing 4 different things, and next thing you know, I'm waiting on those things like the ESPN thread and all that. Remember, because YouTube wasn't doing nothing. Nobody was doing this. But then, when I did it, it's like, do I tell people what they want to hear and become a great performer? Like, you could be a great performer. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, my first year doing this, I was performing too. I was the ultimate fan. Yeah, like even if I knew we were gonna lose, it don't matter. This is my team. I kind of performed. I started to feel like I was performing, but it started hurting too. Like, I'm mad at them right now, but I think people want me to be happy. People in the comment section saying, make us happy right now, TD. We down. Okay, I guess that's my job now, to make you happy. But it got to a point, man, I wanted to win too. Y'all want to win? That's how I started. I'm y'all. I want to win. Why aren't we winning, man? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about why we keep failing. Let's talk about what every decision we make that causing us to fail. Let's recognize the good things we're doing. But the more I talked about our failures, I realized we have no successes. Like, we really don't have much positive at all. And then you start hearing people, you're so negative. It's like, but I'm telling the truth though. Like, man, these last 6 years, it's just been a bad conflict. I've been doing this for 7 years now. It's just been a real bad conflict. And I hated it because that slogan, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans, that slogan, I realized there's more meaning to it. What is a real fan? And people say, oh, you can't tell people how to fan. And you're right. You can't. But what is a real fan? Is a real fan somebody who just lies to themselves? Or is a real fan somebody who actually wants to talk about the good and the bad so that we can actually make progress and truly win a Super Bowl? If you don't point out all the like, y'all don't understand. I became one of the biggest figures in Dolphin community going against the grain, because the grain has always been telling you what you want to hear. I was asking myself, why are all these writers and everything, they're just always wrong? They tell us this preseason. At the end of the year, it 1,000% wrong, and they got a new excuse every year why it was wrong. And we just kept on with this injury carousel. Well, now we need receivers. We go get receivers. Now we need corners. It was never the issue. And we've identified that here on this channel. And when we talk about, listen, man, I love what they're doing with the GM search. Now go select the right one. I can't, man. All I got for you is the truth. And if that turns you off, that's the team fault, not my fault. All I got now for you is the truth of why we've been what we've been. And I'm telling you, man, and then I start getting numb to it because I've taken pride in giving y'all a reason why I'm negative. And I ain't negative. I'm just telling the truth. The Dolphins are negative. And I'm just telling you what they are. I took pride though, because I want to be good at telling you why I believe what I believe and what I see. I don't just spitball stuff just to do it. Now, I may troll sometimes. I have a little fun with it, but I got to have some fun too. But yeah, man, That's what it's about. I should be able to tell you why I think something and give you A, B, and C why I believe what I believe. And then also give you D of here's where I could be wrong, but we'll see. Is there nothing more subjective? Like that's what content is supposed to be. And like somebody in the comment right now saying TD is a prophet. No, I'm not. Look at all the data I present to y'all. It's just listen to the data I give you, the information I give you, and you think about people and their personalities and who they are and how they operate and put it together and deliver a product, man. Deliver it and say, hey, this is what I believe. This doesn't make sense. I study people's words. When I listen to these press conferences, I'll just listen for face value. What was your tone when you said that? Like, what was your this when you did that? Why would you say that when last week you said that? Like, I need all of that so that I could put a picture together of what's real and what's not. And then I evaluate it and I say, this is what I actually believe is going on. And I may not be right, but we'll see. Time is always going to tell. And I'm right more than not. And so I'm not a prophet. I just take data, look at the facts, put it together, and present what I believe. And present what I believe the impact it's going to have on the future. I'm not just somebody who come out here, hey, the Dolphins just asked to interview Green Bay Packers VP, Eagles assistant GM, Rams, 49ers. So they're making moves. Thank y'all for tuning in. For more information, come see me tomorrow. Peace. No. That's actually the modern content creator. Because it's quick. More people watch that because they don't have time to hear the ins and outs of it. They just want to click on it. Oh, we looking at 4 GMs. All right, I'm off of it. See, those videos can get 100,000 views. My videos will get 5 to 10 because there ain't a lot of people that's patient enough to understand what they're hearing, to actually get the in-depth analysis. Like, these are 4 teams that are competitors. These guys, here's why these guys are, they most people don't have the patience anymore, and that's what social media is. So I sacrifice numbers for in-depth analysis and real content. So I'm not going to be the biggest streamer. I'm not going to be the most effective streamer, but I'm just trying to give great Miami Dolphins fan base news for people who are really ingratiated in the ins and outs of the team. That's it. So that's who I am. So when you profit and all of this stuff, no, I'm just evaluating, and I'm prepared to be wrong and say, hey, y'all, I was wrong about this, man. And here's why. Look, that happened, and I didn't know that happened. And then I'm going to tell you why I was wrong. Like, this isn't a like there's a lot of content creators and people try to pin us against each other. Rule number 1, this shouldn't be a competition. It should be content delivered in the way everybody delivers it, and you all who watch it enjoy it. But they make it a competition, all right? But yeah, the viewership, that's pretty dope. That's dope, man. See, you have a real channel. I appreciate that. I really do. And there's just as many people who think I don't. That's how it works, man. That's why I'm always, when I even when you hit the like button, when you subscribe, when color comes across the screen like this, people are like, you ain't gotta say thanks to everyone. Yeah, I do. I mean, people spend their hard-earned money to show love to the channel. Yeah, I'm gonna shout them out. Shout out Smarty Jams. Did CB83 apologize for harassing us with Tua for 6 years? CB83 ain't got to apologize. That's the homie. I look at CB83 like, I look at certain people in the world today. You can't get mad. Like Dolphin fans that believe the hype, you can't get mad at them. You can't you can't do that. They were victims, okay? Y'all got to stop getting mad at victims. Y'all got to stop getting mad at victims. It's just like with politics and everything. Y'all got to stop getting mad at the other side, regardless of what side you on. They victims. And you want to know who the real problem is? It's always typically media telling you one thing. Who am I over somebody who's been talking about it for 30 years, been on the inside, you know? So they're ingratiated with what the media tell them, you know? So you can't get mad at people, man. They're victims. And they're victims, okay? They're victims, you know? So when the media telling you this is an elite quarterback for 6 years, you know, these are their trusted people they've been listening to for 10, 15, 20 years. What you want them to do? Listen to some guy in his mom's basement, TD Fins in his mom's basement eating chips. You like, they're victims, you know? They're gonna listen to those people before they listen to somebody like me, the 800-pound guy in his mom's basement, can't even move. You know, that's what they say. So don't get mad at these people. But you know, as time goes, you just hope they see the light. The problem is, and this ain't CB83, by the way, the homie in here. This ain't him. The problem with fans is that when they finally see that they were wrong, they won't come over here to listen, because when they were telling me that I was wrong, they did it with vitriol, disrespect, hate, and anger. They can't face that. So they will maintain their hate for me regardless if I was right. They don't even remember what we disagreed about. But they know they gave me that bit. Oh, you idiot, you dummy. Nobody should ever listen to you. You don't know anything. He's going to win a Super Bowl. They were so vitriolic. They were so bad towards me that they ain't listened to me in so long that they don't even remember what they disagreed about. Somebody can ask them right now, what you think about TD Fins? Oh, that clown, that idiot. Don't ever listen to him. You ask why? Everything. They can't even tell you a specific thing. He's just an idiot. They won't even remember. They won't even remember. And that's what we're dealing with in today's world. They still think they were right, but they don't even know what we argued about. That's how crazy it is. That's how crazy it is, man. So that's the world we live in. Nah, I admit I was an a-hole, TD. I apologize. Salute to you. You are rare. You are rare. But a lot of them don't remember. A lot of them don't remember. And I don't think I've ever been disrespectful to those people. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But these same people will listen to somebody else who's been wrong. They'll listen to somebody and they don't leave and be like, oh man, you were wrong. I can't listen to you no more. No, they live in that sulk together. You know, so this is the climate and this is how it works in today's world, man. Like another thing, this is the last thing I'll say on that soapbox. There were a lot of people that were great people, man. Great friends of mine, great friends of my family. You know, we chopped it up. And over time, you know, they moved on, and you know, you've heard them say, well, he always this and that. But I ended, even in those moments, like I never forget 2023, that was a pivotal moment when Tua looked like he was a franchise quarterback, and I kept and people, they judged that moment. They said, this is the moment to see if TD is real or not. Will he now finally admit that Tua is a franchise quarterback and he's a top quarterback in the NFL? And I kept telling people, this is a spot throwing gimmick scheme that nobody's caught on to. Oh, I'm done. Yep. Yeah. Now I know he's actually legitimately a hater. That was a key moment. I'm gonna be honest, a lot of great people stopped rocking with me right then. Right then. A lot of great people stopped rocking with me. But it's all right, man. It's all right. It happens. Okay. All right, man. But anyway, man, I'm gonna come back later because I got to talk about McDaniel's future, like legitimately, and Quinn Ewers' future as well. So y'all stay tuned. In the next 2 hours, I'll probably hit that live button and we're gonna go back at it. We got to talk about those things, and we'll hopefully have more news because Mike McDaniel is supposedly supposed to have a press conference that we definitely want to hear what he has to say. All right. All right. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Fins up no matter what, as always, right? That's the key. No matter what, it's fins up. All right. Tua wasn't physically prepared coming into this season, but we fans were shunned for criticizing his offseason partying. Again, Smarty Jams is bigger than that. Even if he had prepared, it was still all a gimmick, bro. He's not an NFL franchise quarterback. He can, no, see, that's where I'm wrong. He is an NFL quarterback, but he ain't a franchise quarterback that's going to lead his team. He's a quarterback that can go along for the ride. You know, like Jacoby Brissett has his moments. Ryan Fitzpatrick start having his moments. You know, one of those, Jameis Winston, and that's nothing's wrong with that. But you also got to recognize you're a backup that should be given an opportunity to start when the starter is out or be a bridge. That's who you really are. That's what you always been meant to be. That 2023 season is no different from some of these bridge guys that go win 10, 11 games and they have a solid season. That's what he is at best. But that's not your long-term future. That's not your young protege that gets to the top of the rankings of the league and really feared by defenses, feared by coordinators, a dog like, man, this guy, you got to prepare. Nobody preparing for Tua. They prepare for Tyreek and Waddle. The sad thing is every coach says it. Every time we play a team, well, you got to prepare for those weapons, And then you have to ask a specific question about Tua for them to say, yeah, his timing and accuracy, he can get you. But on their own accord, it's always, yeah, man, that offense is dynamic. You got to prepare for 10. Like, you got coaches, don't even say Tyreek name. You got to prepare for 10. Like, we got to stop. We got to read through the minutia, man. We got to read through it and see. And see what the intangibles. He just ain't got them. All right, man. I'm about to go to Fourth and Forever. We're going to break down a lot of NFL news. Y'all come over there right now. Fourth and Forever on Roundtable Sports. Y'all come support me. Even if you can't stay long, go in there, go to the chat and say TD Fans Talk sent me, all right? Because I'm late and that ain't good. I hate being late on my guys. So I'm late for y'all. So at least go over there, leave a message, and then either hang out or move on, but at least stop by. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all in 1 minute on Fourth and Forever. Roundtable Sports.